On April 23, 2025, deputies responded to a hotel after staff found a child crying for her mother, but were unable to locate her.
Okay, what happened about an hour or so ago, I have a little 6-year-old come down from the elevator crying. She wants her mom. I finally figured out what room she's in, so I tried calling her, no answer. Okay, so I have a friend of mine talking to her. She's a young female. They're getting along real well. I had somebody knock on their door because they got a do not disturb sign. Nobody's answering. Now the young girl is telling me there's nobody else up there but her, and she's crying because she can't see her mom. I called her mom several times. It rings once and goes to voicemail. And I don't know what else to do with the young lady. You know, I hated to call you because I know what that's going to do, but this poor girl, you know.
Okay.
This is the moment everything pivots. From a legal standpoint, the instant deputies confirmed the child was alone, scared, and unable to locate her parent, the situation escalates from a welfare check to a potential neglect investigation. Florida law doesn't require physical harm for child neglect. Exposure to danger is enough. And a hotel with strangers, elevators, and unlocked exits absolutely qualifies. Notice how the staff tried repeatedly to contact the mother before calling police. That matters. It shows this wasn't an overreaction, but a last resort. Ask yourself, if this were your child, how long is too long to be gone?
I'd take her home if I could.
Okay, what room are they?
They're in 223.
Okay. Is there a way that we can get into the room?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We can get you in there.
I want to go up there and try and knock first.
Okay.
We can always TLO a phone number.
They have a phone number.
Okay.
He said he's called multiple
I
times.
called and it's rang one time and went to voicemail.
I want to try and knock, but I want to try and call first.
Okay.
He said like an hour ago she came down from the elevator crying. He's called the mom's number multiple times. It rings once, goes to voicemail. They went up there and knocked, no answer. Okay.
Can we go up and check the room?
Yeah, I can.
Would you stay with her? We're just going to go up and check the room.
Nope.
Do you know what kind of vehicle she's in?
No, that one I don't know, sir.
Are those car keys?
Yeah.
All right.
Looks. I think it might be a rental.
Huh?
Might be a rental.
Why the heck would you leave a 6-year-old alone?
So how long have you been here? Do you,
Do you remember like how many days?
Like a couple days?
2 days?
I don't know. I only know that I've been here for 3 days. I don't know.
3 days.
I don't know if I've had any more days.
Okay.
When Mommy left, what did she say? What'd she tell you?
Remember what you told me? It's okay. She's my friend.
Yep.
So I promise you, pinky promise you. Listen. I pinky promise you. Or I'll go get you another candy right now. Like, you can...
Ooh, that's candy. That's pretty good.
I know her, and that's why I called her to come here. Because I know her, and she's going to help us.
Yep.
She said that even if it's for a while, she'll come back, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
And then what did she do? She gave you a...
This bus.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Right.
Yep.
So we're going to find her.
This interaction is heartbreaking and incredibly important. Deputies aren't just comforting the child here. They're quietly gathering information. The child's statements about being alone, the vague timeline, and the uncertainty about whether her mom would return all factor into probable cause. From a legal lens, children don't need to give perfect timelines. Consistency and emotional distress speak volumes. And emotionally, this is the moment that cements why law enforcement takes these cases seriously. The question becomes unavoidable. Even if the child was asleep when mom left, does that make it okay?
A short time later, the child's mother arrived at the hotel accompanied by an older male.
Yeah, hey, hold on, let me call you back. All right, bye.
Come in here for a second, ma'am.
Emily?
Come in here for a second.
Come in here. All right, you wanna face that way? Right, take your purse off.
Purse off. You're under arrest.
I'm under.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Florida, you don't leave a 6-year-old alone in a motel room.
This is the shock moment, the return, the confusion, and then the arrest. Many people assume you need intent to be arrested for child neglect. You don't. What matters is risk. Deputies are clear. Leaving a 6-year-old alone in a hotel, even briefly, crosses that line. Her disbelief is real, but so is the legal reality. And when officers deliberately move the child away before handcuffing the mother, that's protocol meant to reduce trauma. Still, imagine the emotional weight here. Do you think the arrest was unavoidable at this point?
I went out and
Doesn't matter.
Are
you kidding me?
Stay this way.
What happened?
You left your daughter in a hotel room by herself for multiple hours.
Not multiple hours.
Well,
Not multiple hours. Not multiple hours.
yeah, well, out there.
Are you kidding me?
All right.
Let me tell them to go do something
Yeah,
with the child. 'cause I
hold
don't-
on a second. We don't want your daughter to see you like this.
But like, what happened?
So we'll explain all that to you. I'm gonna read you your rights, and then we'll do an interview, and then I'll explain to you what happened. Okay? But we don't want your daughter to see you in handcuffs, so we're gonna
I
move her out the way.
literally told her I was going right back, and I'm coming right back now.
Okay, well, I can tell you, we have been here for probably about 30 minutes. The hotel
30
said
minutes.
that she's been down here for over an hour before they called us. So you've been gone a lot longer.
An hour.
Have you ever seen an alligator? Do you want to see an alligator? Come on. We can go.
Yeah, we're gonna walk this
that
way. Yeah.
Right. Let's go see an alligator.
Do you want to be in the cart and I'll push you?
Bringing the bear.
No, she's taking this too. We're all going on this.
Hold on tight.
Don't forget your chocolate.
Whoa.
And your tic-tac-toe. Oh, we'll be right back.
Yeah, we're coming right back.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
I'm gonna go to my car.
Came down here crying.
She wanted to know where you were. You're gonna go on this side.
Which side?
This side. Go all the way up. No, I can open the door. Go all the way up to the front first. All the way up to the front. To the front. To the front of the car. There you go. All right, lean up against the car. Do you have anything on you? It's gonna stick me, poke me, stab me.
Never left my daughter.
Okay.
Never.
Well, there's always time for something new, I guess. And you did today, so.
Come on. Seriously? Never.
All right. Walk back this way.
Never. Where's my daughter then?
She's with many other deputies,
Okay, cool.
so we've contacted DCF.
Cool. That's awesome.
Okay. All right. Just want to hang out there.
Purse is on the trunk.
Yep. I know where it's at.
Okay.
If you want, you could sit with your different way. You can put your cuffs this way. It'll be more comfortable. I'll be back in a minute to ask you some questions, okay? All right. I'm going to read you this, and then it's up to you if you want to talk or not, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights I have explained to you? Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now?
Will it let me go to my daughter?
I don't know.
I have never left my daughter. This was the first night ever. And she was asleep. So I thought I could sneak out for an hour Because I'm newly single.
This is where things quietly unravel for the mother. Once Miranda rights are read, everything she says can, and likely will, be used in court. Her emotional explanations, while human, unintentionally confirm key elements. She left knowingly, she believed the child was asleep, and she expected to return later. Legally, that's not a defense. It's an admission. This is why attorneys always say, silence isn't guilt, it's protection. The heartbreaking irony? She's trying to explain herself, and that explanation strengthens the case against her.
I was with my husband for 15 and a half years, and the first time I dated was right after him for 3.5 years. It's our first time. I'm the most protective mommy. I'm a counselor. This is embarrassing. Like, I have never, she was asleep. I was like, I'm gonna sneak out and have a drink and come right back. Like, really? I don't drink.
Having these rights on mine, do you want to talk to me?
I just told you. Is it gonna let me go?
I can't give you a yes or no.
Okay.
But I need a yes or a no from you.
Right. Think I'm like a bag. I promise you I'm not.
I don't judge anybody.
No, you
I don't
should.
make judgments, but
No, you should.
Before I
was
can
a
talk,
former crisis counselor.
okay,
you should.
Before I talk to you, I need a yes or no. It's up to you if you want to talk to me or not. I can't make you.
Which is gonna get me back to my daughter soon.
I can't tell you that. Do you want to think about it before you give me an answer?
It's fine. Whatever. I told you what I need to tell you.
I'm sorry?
I told you what I needed to tell you.
Okay, so you don't want to talk to me?
Do we need anything else here?
I tried.
DCF's coming.
Like, literally,
What's her name?
DCF should not come. We were gone less than an hour. I've never left my daughter in my life.
Let me explain something
But
to you.
no, can I tell you? I've never left my daughter in my life.
Okay. You're gonna be quiet and listen. I don't care how long you were gone for. You were gone for more than an hour because the motel gave you over an hour as a courtesy to make sure.
No.
Tell it to the judge, lady. You don't leave a 6-year-old by herself in a motel room.
I have never in my life.
This first time, so now you can get that off your bucket list.
Great. Great. She was asleep.
Okay, what's your date of birth?
I literally have
Huh?
never left my daughter in my life.
Not yet.
In my life.
Do you want me to grab you one?
Yeah, well,
Cool.
I didn't hear you the first time.
all she's going to do is make an excuse. He said she left at 7:30, so she's been gone 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30.
It's 12 now.
4 hours? No,
yeah.
That's too much. But then bringing a gentleman back that she doesn't know? No.
Now the timeline collapses. What the mother claims was less than an hour appears to stretch into multiple hours based on staff reports and timestamps. That discrepancy alone is damaging. Add in the presence of a man she barely knew, and the situation looks even worse from a child safety perspective. Courts don't just judge what happened, they judge what could have happened. And here, the risks multiply fast. Be honest. Does intent matter more, or outcome?
I don't know about that.
We got him ID'd and all that.
I have not ID'd him yet.
I heard that want to give you a ride home so you don't get a DUI in the golf cart.
Yeah, but she said she just said crash here.
She's not crashing here.
That's what she told me. She said crash here at my place here.
No. She's not crashing here.
She's not?
No.
I don't know. I met her for like 10 minutes ago.
That's what I found out.
But I don't understand how this. It's kind of like alarming how this happened.
It is.
This chick seemed like she was all right.
Yeah. Where'd you meet her?
No, I was like I was tapping out at City Fire.
Yeah.
And this chick at the end when I'm tapping out, she's like, "Oh." So I'm like, "Oh." She's like, look at me. So I don't know. So she might be a scumbag or something.
Yeah, I don't
But I only know her like 5 minutes more than you know her.
That's true.
What? And I'm like concerned, like, why is she? She's cool, I think. Is
Yeah.
that her? She's cool. No.
She got some issues.
She's got a history or something.
Yeah.
I just know her 5 minutes or 10 minutes more than you know her.
Yep.
You ready?
You ready to go?
This deputy's going to give you a ride home, and tomorrow morning come get your golf cart. And lesson learned: next time you meet a young lady, all you got to do is say, "Hey, you ain't got no kids in a motel room, do you?" And you'll be good.
I will never go out to get food again. I promise. I promise.
I thought you were going out to get a drink.
I went out to get a drink and got food, which is the whole point. And then, to be fair, honestly, they gave me a shot. But, like, I've never left my daughter. Ever. Ever.
And then you got your daughter in there, and you're bringing some grown man that you've never met before
Ew.
back to your room?
No. No. I love how you think that. No.
So, who was the guy that was with you?
He drove me here. Damn, are you kidding me?
Okay.
On my life. I was with my husband 16 years. I was with the next guy 3 years. I don't randoms, okay? I don't know what the you think. I know this is Florida, so it's a little bit wild town. Like, we don't around this shit. Like, I have never in my life left my daughter. I left her to go get food, and I got a drink, and I came back. I've never left her. Never in my life. In my life. This is our first trip as mommy and mom. Like, mommy and daughter. Never.
This case ultimately comes down to responsibility versus intent. The judge didn't have to decide whether this mother loved her child. That was never in question. The ruling focused on risk, judgment, and legal duty. Leaving a 6-year-old alone in a hotel, regardless of intent or duration, meets Florida's threshold for child neglect. The broader takeaway is clear. Parental decisions made in moments of freedom can carry lifelong consequences. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.